here today. I have our interim president, Karen Horberg, and Rodney Cruz. And I want to thank you for helping our students. And Mr. Chairman, as I mentioned to you, we have the largest ROTC in our campus, and we're so proud of that. This is exactly what we have agreed. The only thing that I'd like to mention to you is just being in the real estate business. When I sell a piece of property, and then there is a study of phase 1, phase 2 environmental, and then if there's an issue with the property, I'll take care of it, and then I turn it over to the new. And we've done phase 1, phase 2 study. It looks really good. It's a little bit of expense. I like whenever they leave and everything is taken care of and they move out of there, if you will take care of, any environmental that is there that's a little expense, before we take over. Would that be okay, Mr. Manager?
What I think we can agree to in the agreement is that if we find that to be a problem and it would take from the commitment that the council made, then I'll take it forward to the council.
It's only $10,000-$15,000 a year, so it's not.
I figured it'd be 10 or 15,000, but yes. I wonder why it's 10 or 15,000.
It's only one.
Do you have a charitable?
Yes, I do.
I didn't think you were allowed to pay from this.
Well, students charitable foundation.
But if we'd ever find anything, seriously, then what I would do is bring back to the council the cost difference, because you would be actually giving them less than we agreed to, and I'd make sure the council understood and had the opportunity to make the difference if they wanted to. Okay?
Okay, that's fair.
But I feel pretty comfortable that we're pretty good over there. I will tell you, just so the council also recognizes, the world is changing, and finally, we're starting to see some real change and some real opportunities in terms of people coming to us now with real proposals for real jobs. And I can tell you that one of the best things in the world is that some of the things we're dealing with now, that our partner that they're interested in is our relationship with Embry-Riddle. People have started to pick up on how they didn't get this, but they start to realize they're the best in the world, and being in the best in the world, you want to know them. And we're their best friend, so you want to know us too. So being together as a team, I think, is going to help us on economic development big time.
We're very committed, Mr. Chairman, we are very committed to our community. We want to take Embry-Riddle to the next level, which is a research university. Our community deserve it, our students deserve it, our faculty deserve it, and we're going to have some bumpy roads, but we are so committed to get there, whatever it takes, because so many people behind us, when they brought Embry-Riddle to Daytona Beach, they took risk, and we need to take risk to get Embry-Riddle a university that we're so close to the Cape. By the way, Enterprise Florida, Mr. Dennis, accept donation until you mentioned something, but you mentioned it that totally makes sense, because we did not get the $250 million. So we're really trying to, come up with something. Anyway, so we're very committed, at the space, Florida, there is so much is going on. It's just mind-boggling. And we're really hoping that to get Embry-Riddle very connected to space, and that we're the only university, as our president will tell you, that is involved, commercialization of, aviation. So anyway, we're delighted. I can't thank you enough. Thank you for helping our children, our students, and our university.
One of the things I'm so proud of that makes us so unique in the country, think about this. Embry-Riddle is the #1 aviation engineering university in the world, and we're the airport they're connected to. Just us. No one else but us. And I think that makes our airport one of the most unique in the world, because of the relationship we have with some of the most interesting dynamic research going on. And they're right there using our airfield and our partner, and both of us.
Mr. Chairman, council members, and Mr. Dean particularly, you set the stage beautifully for an announcement that I want to make to all of you today. We are thrilled with a new partnership that is going to make a difference to Volusia County again, and this is a partnership with the state of Florida, with Silverways, Airways, and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. What it is it's money from the state. It's $2 million to build apprenticeships and internships for students to become pilots with Silver Airways. Now, you know Silver Airways is the Florida airplane that flies all over Florida, flies to the Bahamas, and it's the only airline that goes into all 9 airports in in Cuba. So it's a very, very good partnership, and what this will do is allow 60 students who want to become pilots to have a reduction in the cost that it is for them to do the pilot training, both in the education, in the fuel, and the renting of airlines. And this will make a very big difference. And if you think about it, and you know that the pilot shortage is very acute nationally, in about 20 years, it's suggested that we're going to be short 617,000 pilots and 679 aircraft maintenance personnel and flight control people. So this is very important. It's small, but it's big. It's a lot of money to help a lot of students to help out Florida, and it will be right here in Volusia County. So we're very excited to tell you about that.
Before we go too much further, Mr. Eckert, your light is lit, and for some unknown reason, I've learned that if an attorney wants to speak, we might have to listen.
Well, pertinent to Mr. Hosseini's remarks, the agreement provides as is, where is, and so I think you would deal with that issue in the post-occupancy.
Bring it to you, they have a right to bring it to us, we have a right to bring it to you.
We'll take care of that.
I'm sure that the council would not erode their commitment if we found something. I'm sure that they would feel comfortable.
Yeah, plus, you know, if the county, you know, say, look, we're supposed to move such a date, and so we need another 6 months. Embry-Riddle is not going to go out and look at the agreement. We get these a partnership.
That's what it is, it's a partnership.
Okay, thank you. We do have some comments from any further comments. Okay, we have comments from council. Mr. Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I think this is an exciting moment for Embry-Riddle and for the council. As the county's representative on Team Volusia, this is something that suits me well. I like seeing this. Also because my background in education, my wife's background in education, and serving as a trustee on Daytona State College, she'd probably kill me if I didn't support this. I do, Mr. Chair, want to make the motion for the sale and transfer of the B-1 barn to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Okay, there's a motion for transfer of B1 barn to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University with a second by Ms. Denny. As you saw before, sir.
And just to add, Ms. Denny's, I heard from a source friend of mine at the Economic Development Summit that was over in Tampa the beginning of this week that Senator Latvala really railed out about the fact that the enterprise fund is not being funded, and I think he's bound and determined to do it. He knows he's up to some big road to have to pave.
All right, Mr. Wagner.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's an exciting day to see this getting pen to paper and getting done. But specifically, I wanted to mention a couple things more. Obviously, you know how important that project was to me and this council, and to do that is very appreciated. You know, it took a team for that project once we got it to that committee. It was a very sensitive project because of what we were doing, but ended up being marvelous, and working with the citizens that live around there. And then it made me think when Jim said a few moments ago, you know, our relationship with Embry-Riddle. I have to say there's one person to thank. It's you. Mori, you have single-handedly attached that university, in my opinion, with your leadership on the board, and you're the single most highest contributor to Embry-Riddle University. You sat on the board of governors for the universities. You've now sit on UF's board. You sit on this board. I don't think there's someone in this community, if not the state of Florida, that is more active in education besides you. And I can't think of anyone. It is remarkable that you're here. It's remarkable that when you're in a room, you walk up and donate that type of money to something that is a great cause. But you give your time and everything to so many great things. I mean, the space, we talk about space, and what you provide to the university for dedicating your time. I mean, one thing I've learned in being in county government, it's not about showing up to these meetings. It's not. In reality, it is hard sometimes because of the subject matter, but it's not. It's not being a board member. What's being a board member is being involved in other boards. It's being involved with other people. It's the connections you make, so when you're sitting in a meeting and you go, hang on, so this affects this other board I'm on and my community, bring a meeting home, just like we did at the Ocean Center, which George did. George was on the board with there was a board you were on and you were able to bring it back? Yeah, Public Works, and he was able to bring it back. So it's, the showing up here is somewhat easy. You can drink the water and have some coffee. It's the hard work that you're out there, the blood, sweat, and tears that you have done for your students, because we all know, those that know you're a student at heart. You are. So for you to represent the board and have such a great connection with this county I couldn't ask for a better relationship with the university over these last 8 years and see these things get done. And it takes a team, but you have been the spearhead of that, Mori. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I dearly appreciate it. And this community dearly appreciates you. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, well, I was going to say something similar to that, so never mind. We'll go to Ms. Denny's.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ditto to what Councilman Wagner said. And I'll tell you, when I'm hearing, you're talking about this issue here with Embry-Riddle, you're talking about risk. I hear return on investment. You know, the greater the risk in the business world, the greater the reward. But sometimes in between that, there's such a return on investment, it minimizes the risk and you're just banking the reward. And I think that's that's where we are with this. And for me and for the vision of Volusia County and where we're going, not just Volusia County, but the state of Florida and nationally in commercial aerospace, you are anchoring and securing and expanding at the same time the commercial aerospace brand that is just setting in concrete the footprint. And Volusia County we are owning the commercial brand of aerospace. And it's because of Embry-Riddle, it's because of visionary leadership, it's because of risks, rewards, return on investments, and that partnership with the Daytona Beach Airport. There's such a connector here between Daytona Beach Airport, Embry-Riddle, the I-4 corridor, Interstate 95, our placement to the Cape, and the fact that we do have land available, and that we do have our manager gave him the freedom to move around the budget for incentives. That's a big one. So with that, I'm just very excited. I'm very appreciative for your leadership. And Mr. Hosseini, I've got to take this opportunity, and I'm so thankful that you are now on the Enterprise Florida Board and Space Florida. Talk about a friend to Volusia County. We now have a man of influence, strong influence, representing Volusia's interests without question. I think there's a meeting next week of Enterprise Florida, Space Florida.
Yeah.
Would you, once again, because of your strengths and all that you do for Volusia County, our ask has been that we could roll out the red carpet and welcome Enterprise Florida to Volusia County to showcase our great Embry-Riddle University and all of the great things that we're doing, and would encourage your involvement with Space Florida.
I would be happy to do it, and listen, wherever I go, I brought in the Board of Governors to Daytona Beach, and that will be my goal. I'd be happy to, I am not bashful about promoting my community. I have to tell you, anywhere I travel, I promote our community. And I'm not bashful to ask the governor to consider, bringing the Enterprise Florida, because Enterprise Florida and Space Florida usually have their meetings all at the same time. We have it at the same time. And we just have to work out, first he has to okay it and the board, and then we have to find out, area, because we all stay at a hotel and with all the amenities of boardrooms, and there's hundreds of people show up to these lots of people are there, and in lots of different type of boards, including like our further Chamber of Commerce is part of this coming week. So it's all come together, and so we have to be able to have rooms. We have to have the conference, the board, boardrooms, and that kind of stuff to be able to use it. But I'd be delighted to do that.
And we're thankful that at the end of the day, you call Volusia County home.
You better believe it. That Volusia County, no matter where I go, I'll come back home, and this is my home, and I'll do anything for my community. And I said this repeatedly. We're not in this world just to work and make money and be on your way out. I've seen so many of my friends when they passed away, and I saw them. They didn't get put anything in their coffin, or when we buried them. So everything stays back, and so being first generation American, we feel very strong to give back. It's very important, Sometimes some things are controversial, and you have to deal with it, and so you don't want to stand back and say, oh God, I don't want to deal with controversy, and I don't have any problem doing that, because what's important to our community, to our children, to the future, is by far more important than what's in hand.
And that's where Volusia County's legacy is strengthened. So thank you so much. Thank you. Mr. Cruz, thank you for all that you do. I know behind the scenes too. I just appreciate all that you've done. This is a good day for Volusia County.
Yeah, and I heard
This is a great
just
day
one
for Volusia County.
one thing I put up. We're so appreciative to our president. This lady, I was with her last night, and I was on my way out to a dinner for another fundraising that we're working with the state, and I said, my God, Karen, everybody's gone, and you're here. She said, well, my day just started, I'm going to be, and she works nonstop on behalf, and she does not need to do this, she is the president of the Ohio State, other than Michigan that just hate them with their guts. My daughter, one of them, but you should see our president's resume. It's incredible, and so her serving our students and helping our university. Her experience in research is unmatched. It's absolutely unmatched in this country. All you have to do is talk to the people at the University of South Florida. I mean, she has started with them have not much in research. Now, University of South Florida has issued more patents than any other university. Any other university. And that's due to, and all you have to do is go there and see, innovation hub and amount of research that they have. And Karen has done that throughout, and she's helping us with that right now at Embry-Riddle. So I want to thank her for her giving to our university.
Mr. Chair, I just want one of the things I've noticed about Embry-Riddle is the educational opportunities that all the students have throughout the world. There's a lot of other exciting things. I've noticed the speaker series that Embry-Riddle has had that gives the students some experience with people other than, coming into the area that have a lot of other experiences, which has also opened up to the community. I've heard some great speakers over there. It's been great. And, it's a wonderful thing that Embry-Riddle does, and it's a real asset to community. I think, was it 50-some years ago when they packed everybody up down in Miami and brought them up, nobody realized what Embry-Riddle would be today. So I think it's great.
One last thing is that, I don't know if you know this, Embry-Riddle is #1 on online education in the country. #1 in the country. To just, and you have some incredible universities in this country. but Embry-Riddle has made #1 for the first time in the country in online education with a headquarters in Daytona Beach, which they broadcast to the whole world. We're in Air Force bases throughout the world, and we are from Singapore to Brazil, you name it. And so we're definitely, and we bring a lot of students from this